Well, Russia is making efforts to normalize the situation in Afghanistan, placing the Afghan authorities and the Taliban at the negotiating table in Moscow come September. 12 countries, including the United States, were invited to the talks, but the U.S. has declined the invitation. Russia's foreign ministry said Wednesday that it regretted the U.S.'s decision. Yulia Shapovalova reports.
On Tuesday, several districts of Kabul were subjected to mortar fire. 6 people were injured and 2 terrorists were killed. Meanwhile, the Taliban have denied any involvement in the incident. At the moment, the opposition movement is aimed at negotiating with the government. In particular, representatives of the Taliban and the leadership of the Islamic Republic intend to take part in the consultations that will be held in Moscow on September 4th. The Russian Foreign Ministry believes that a ceasefire is crucial. It could initiate a process of peaceful settlement in the country. The same position is shared in the EU. Moscow says the purpose of the upcoming consultations in Moscow is to help bring the positions of Kabul and the Taliban closer together to launch a direct dialogue.
We have never hidden our contacts with the Taliban. They are a part of Afghan society. Our contacts are aimed at providing security for Russians in Afghanistan, but also to make the Taliban end its armed fight and start negotiations with the government. A couple of years ago, we initiated the so-called Moscow format, where we invited Afghanistan and their neighbours in the region and the USA to start negotiations with foreign support. Another summit takes place in early September, with the Taliban and the Afghan government both invited. The first reaction was positive. They're planning to take part in the meeting. We hope it'll be productive.
The head of the foreign ministry added that Russia has never concealed that it maintains contacts with the Taliban since it's part of Afghan society. 12 countries were invited to the Moscow conference, including Iran, China, India, Pakistan, as well as the United States. But in Washington, they refused to join the Russia-led talks, as according to some State Department officials, they were unlikely to help bring peace to the country. There is an opinion that any option for a peaceful settlement is beneficial to the Americans. Nevertheless, experts believe Washington is not willing to allow Russia to take the lead in this matter. They say until 2014, the United States viewed Russia as a real and strong partner in solving the Afghan crisis. Today, the situation is completely different. The US is confident that Russia may complicate the implementation of their initiative for any Afghan settlement. On the other hand, there is distrust between the Russian and Afghan authorities. There have been cases when the leadership of Afghanistan and representatives of the United States have actually accused Moscow of trying to reach agreements with the Taliban behind the official government's back. That's why the next stage of negotiations being held in Moscow is so important. Yulia Shapovalova, RT.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.